Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again. And right now, I'm going to take a break from reviewing Marvel films and I'm going to review a classic from 1984. While I eat this awesome cereal, here's a hint. Blueberry. Yeah, the cereal with the ghost. And this is the first time I'm trying it. I'm going to try it on camera for the very first time. So here's my bowl of cereal. You can see it right there. Yeah, and I'm going to try Blueberry. So this is my first time eating Blueberry as an adult. I never ate this as a kid. So let's try it. Mmm, it's really good. Now, this is the review of the one and the only, the real, no substitutions Ghostbusters. I thought it'd be appropriate since it's October and it's Halloween season to review one of the best comedies from 1984. I love this movie. It's one of my childhood favorites. I loved the cartoon when I was growing up in the 80s, the real Ghostbusters, not that stupid cartoon that came out before it. I love this cast. Bill Murray is amazing as Peter Venkman. Dan Aykroyd is amazing as freaking Ray Stantz, and Egon Spengler. You know, Harold Ramis. Rest in peace, sir. I miss you. You were the best science nerd in the entire franchise. And Ernie Hudson as Winston Zeddemore. Yeah, he has a weird last name. This just is such an iconic movie. And no reboot next year. Hear me out, Hollywood. We don't need a reboot because this movie is fantastic. The second movie's fantastic, and I'll be reviewing that one next. The reboot can kiss my ass. The Fembusters, I don't care about them. Not a sexist. I love Kristen Wiig, but I could see her in something else. Melissa McCarthy, I can take her or leave her. The other two girls, whatever. They're a big meh. This is the real Ghostbusters. I love this movie. It's a classic for a reason. 107 minutes. And no 2 hour Fembusters is going to be better than this. The practical effects still work. The movie is still funny as hell. The movie is still one of the best theme songs you ever heard in your life. The supporting cast is great. You got Rick Moranis, Sigourney Weaver, and Annie Potts as Janine Melnitz. See, I remember these people. You even have this guy from that plays Walter Peck, William Anderson, who was in the first two Die Hard films. Just a classic cast. I can quote this movie for hours. You know, he slimed me and freaking, are you a god? And Ray, if someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes. I just this chick is toast. Freaking. I can quote this movie for hours. Well, let me eat some blueberry while I talk about this awesome movie because I love it. The motion capture in this, the of the dogs and the puppeteering and the practical ghosts and the skeletons and Slimer. I think Slimer is very cute. I liked him in the cartoon because they made him talk and it was Frank Welker's voice. And this film just has everything that you want. I got to see this movie in the theater when it was re-released back in 2011 in Regal Theater in no AMC Theater, crowded bunch of people. It was empty at first. I bought my toys from the 80s cartoon and I had a blast. I was laughing my ass off like if it was the first time I was watching it, and it was, but on the big screen. Very funny movie. It's iconic. Nothing can touch this. It's just one of the funniest concepts ever. A bunch of guys with gray suits or yeah, grayish brownish suits catching ghosts with their proton packs. Genius. The writing is very witty. The cast has great chemistry. This DVD has some amazing features on it. It's got the world premiere live video commentary by Ivan Reitman and Harold Ramis, which we will never get again. You got storyboards, production photos, conceptual drawings, deleted scenes that I did see a bunch of them. I can understand why they were deleted. A 1999 Star featurette, a special effects team documentary. Before and after effects. Yeah. I don't have a problem with this movie. I mean, one, there's a couple of things like some religious like things that they kind of threw into the script, but other than that, the film is one of the classic films of 1984. I love this movie. I would get the Blu-ray just to see the features on this and the second movie because I think the features on the second movie definitely deserve features. I wish they had a commentary for it, but that's another day story for another day. Ghostbusters is amazing. This is the real deal. Not that 70s show, not the freaking cartoon from the 70s that they did like to tie in with that was confusing people. The real Ghostbusters. This is the real Ghostbusters. And there are no substitutions whatsoever. No reboot next year is going to change that at all. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man is one of the most iconic freaking villains at the end of a movie I've ever seen. He's cute, he's iconic, he's white, and he's it's a cool concept that it came from a Ray's head. And just the visual in these movies, I miss movies like this. We will never get another movie like this, no matter what the reboot's like. Even if the reboot ends up being decent, it won't top this, or the second one, or the 80s cartoon, or that 2009 game that came out that people say is the real Ghostbusters 3. Oh, and Bill Murray, get off your high horse. You can't be an asshole to people saying, "Oh, I don't want to do a third movie," and then you're going to be in the reboot for like 5 seconds in a cameo that's a nothing role. I'm sorry. You were great in this. You should put your ego to the side. I said the same thing about Wesley Snipes. Egos need to come second. You have to think of your fans and the general public and your co-stars as well. It's a better way to honor Harold Ramis by not accepting the role than accepting it, especially at the last minute. So good. I miss seeing the Twin Towers. We're never going to see that in the new one. I miss this cast being together again. I miss Rick Moranis. He hasn't done a movie for like over 10 years. I miss him. He's so funny still. Here and in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And it just makes a lot of things well. It has sci-fi, horror, and comedy all rolled into one, and it works. There's a reason this is so iconic. There's a reason this movie gets re-released a lot. There is a reason that was made into a cartoon, not once, but twice. In the 80s and in the 90s. That's how popular this franchise is. And, it is what it is. It's one of the best films I've ever seen, period. If I have 100 favorite movies, this would definitely be there. There's the DVD with that awesome logo. Just, it's a classic for a reason. And it gets a high rating on IMDb for a reason. There's no way the new movie's going to get a higher rating than this. Look at that conceptual art. That's freaking awesome. Actually, that picture's from Ghostbusters 2, but we'll talk about that one next time. I really love that movie too. People shit on it, but they're going to praise it as soon as they see the reboot next year. I guarantee it. But Ghostbusters is a solid movie. If you have not seen this, what are you waiting for? It's Halloween season. Go get a copy, download it, stream it, watch it on Netflix. Just give this movie a watch because you will not regret it. Trust me, I love the movie, and it is a high recommendation you watch Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2 because I don't think it's a bad movie. Excuse me. So, that's my review of Ghostbusters. Love this film. The comedy works, the action works, the sci-fi works, the cast works, the directing works, story works. I don't care what story they pull out of their ass for the reboot. This did it right. Bunch of guys looking for ghosts in a giant building that possesses, Peter's main girlfriend, and it creates this freaking, portal to this creature called Gozer that is wants to conquer the Earth. How much more simple can you get? Yeah, this did it right. And the scene at the end just makes me smile every time I see those end credits. When Gozer is on top of the building with the dogs, and just that imagery is just, it stood in my mind forever. Especially seeing that in a theater with a crowded theater was just, I was mesmerized. It's like I was actually there in 1984. And when they shoot the portal, and the gate, and then it blows up the Marshmallow Man at the end, and he explodes, and the top of the building blows up, and they get covered in marshmallow. It's just amazing. I love it. It's actually shaving cream, by the way, because I heard the commentary. So yeah, this movie is iconic. Love this movie to death. They can never remake it the way they did it back in 1984, and there's a reason for it. The new one can kiss my ass. I'm not looking forward to it. And that's one of the films from next year I'm not going to be watching in the theater. So that's my review of Ghostbusters. Next time it'll be about Ghostbusters 2. And then I could give my thoughts on maybe, maybe the cartoon from the 80s, or just whatever, the fans, my fans on YouTube, that subscribe to me, like me, and comment on my videos. Those are the ones I'm doing this for. Not a bunch of Hollywood executives that want to reboot classics like this and then want to take a crap on the fans. No. I support good entertainment. And by the way, I like eating on camera because it's something different. Some people do live streams of stuff, and I eat food on camera. So, I love Ghostbusters. Thumbs up. It's one of my favorite movies. It's a solid classic from 1984. Had a solid sequel, great cartoon, and a video game that they brought the franchise back into the forefront. And a lot of people said it was the real Ghostbusters 3, and I believe them. So, next time we'll talk about the sequel, part 2. See you guys in the next one.